Hello there, it's Andrew Jobling, the accidental author, and good to be with you. And I need to apologise for my appearance, cap, and you don't want to see what's under the cap. It's not a good look. And as you can see, I'm sitting in an empty room. You can hear the echo, kaka, kaka. And that's because I'm in the process of moving. This is my office in my old place. I'm a couple of days away from moving into my new place. And it's been a crazy month, October. However, I didn't want to miss out on sending this video cast to you. I haven't got a guest, it's me, but I've got a couple of things I wanted to share with you because moving has been an interesting experience. And I'm sure you've all moved, everyone's moved, and you know what it's like. There are challenges, it's exciting. There's things to do, there's things to coordinate, there's things that go right, there's things that go horribly wrong. As we know, that's just part of the experience, and that's life, really. So I wanted to share two lessons from moving. Now, I haven't moved yet, but I've got two amazing lessons I think can be very applicable to you with writing your book, with getting it published, with getting it out there, with making it, creating the results you want with your book. Both of these lessons are absolutely critical. Okay, exciting. So I want to tell you two stories. The first one was, well, how did I come to the point of moving? And that's an interesting story in itself. I'm just less than 12 months ago. In fact, before I made a decision to move, it had only been 9 months that I'd been living in this new place. I'd moved in December 2021. I wanted to come back Bayside, where I grew up. I wanted to come closer to my dad. There were a few reasons why it was just time to move out of the place I'd been living in and move back to my roots. And so that happened December 2021. I'm settled in this new place, happy, renting. There's always a lesson there, isn't there? And about 9 months into my tenancy, I received an email from the agent saying, you've got 3 months to get out. So effectively, they sent me a notice to vacate, and I had 3 months to get out of this place by November 25th, 2022, or else I'd have nowhere to live. So I'd never thought about buying a place up until that moment, and I guess that was a sign. That was a sign from God, and that sign was, okay, Andrew, it's time to buy something. Now, here's the lesson. Often we set goals, right? I mean, you've set a goal to write your book, to make a certain amount of money, to get it published, whatever you may have set a goal for, and certainly you've set goals in other areas as well. And if you're like me, you've missed lots and lots of goals. You haven't achieved lots and lots of goals. And I've always sort of wondered, people say the importance of goal setting, and I'm setting goals, so how come I'm not achieving them? They're written, they're specific, there's a deadline, they're realistic, there's a process in place, I know I can do it, blah-de-blah-de-blah, but I don't do it. You know what I'm talking about? Well, here's the missing ingredient. The missing ingredient is the fact that it's got to be a non-negotiable. I mean, here's me. I had 3 months where I had to, no choice, no option. I had to find a place, buy a place, settle, and move before the 25th of November, 2022. So all of a sudden, there's this incredible urgency within me because I don't have any choice. If I don't get it done, I'm homeless, or I've got to go and find somewhere else to live in the interim. That's going to be costly, inconvenient, and then try and find somewhere to live in. I thought, no, this has to happen now. It has to happen. There's no other choice. It's not negotiable. That is the key to goal setting, making it not negotiable. So let me tell you what happened. Over the next 3 weeks, well, less than 3 weeks, I probably looked at about 50 properties. I found out what I didn't want. And on the last Saturday, this Saturday, only really just over 2 weeks after I'd started looking, I walked into this place and I thought, this is the one. I put an offer in on the Monday. It was accepted on the Tuesday. And less than 3 weeks, and before that time, I hadn't thought about buying a place. It was never on my radar. I mean, I'd only just moved in here. I wasn't planning on moving again in the short term. So out of nowhere, there's a goal. Out of nowhere, there's this urgency. There's this must happen or else things are not good. And in 2.5 weeks, I bought a place. It's just settled. and I move on Monday. Now, I'm telling you this, and today's date, I'm just checking, is the 15th of October. And I move on the 17th of October, and I will be out of this place on the 25th of October. Now, that's 2 months, not 3 months. Like, I would not have thought that was possible at the start. How do you buy a place, settle, move, and be out of the previous in 2 months? How does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. With a goal that is non-negotiable, with urgency, you scramble. When it's urgent, you scramble. You do what you've got to do. It's almost like a bit of an obsession. It's a one-eyed obsession. So how do we relate this goal to you right now? Okay, what are you doing? What are you aspiring to? What's your goal? Is it to finish your manuscript? Is it to find a publisher? Is it to start selling your book, get yourself speaking gigs, start to create the results? Let me ask you this. Do you have a written goal? Okay, number one, do you have a specific goal of what you want and when you want it? Number two, and more importantly, what makes it non-negotiable? How do you create a situation where if it doesn't happen, it's just not acceptable? That's the end of the earth. When you get there, you fall off into oblivion. After that date, there's nothing else. You've got to do it by that date. Trust me, when you have that absolute non-negotiable goal where there's no other choice but making it happen, you will scramble and anything is possible. And I'm sure as you're listening to me talk, you're thinking of things that you've achieved and you go, yeah, I have done that. I've made that happen. That's lesson number one, powerful lesson. Lesson number two has just happened, and I've just written a blog about it, and I've just posted on social media about it. In my new office, I decided I'm going to buy a new desk, and it's a nice little room, but the desk need to be certain dimensions. I want a corner desk, certain dimensions to fit, and so I looked and it took a while, but I found a desk at a place called Amart. I don't know if you've ever heard of Amart before. I don't think it's known for its quality. It's a little bit like IKEA / Big W kind of thing, but it was a good desk. It seemed solid and it fit, so I bought it. Last week the delivery came, 3 flat pack boxes, so I had to put the thing together. Right now, I'm so not a handyman. I'm the furthest thing from a handyman you could ever find, so please don't ask me if you need anything fixed. I can't do it. Well, sorry, don't say can't. What's your language? I can do it, but it's challenging for me. So here I am with these 3 boxes. I open them up and there's bits everywhere. There's 40 or 50 bits of wood that go together to create a desk. You look at it and go, how did that possibly make a desk? You've got hundreds of little screws and nuts and bolts and bits and pieces to hold it all together. And I'm going, I've got no idea. I called a friend to come and help me. So my friend arrives and we start, the instructions were terrible. Like, it may as well have been in another language. But we tried it between us, we deciphered it, and we started putting it together until we got to a point where we needed just one small piece to connect 2 larger pieces. We looked everywhere and everywhere and everywhere, and that piece was nowhere to be seen. Not there, not in the box, not in the pack. It was missing a piece, a tiny little piece. And you'd think, well, that piece isn't important. Except that piece was critical to connect those other 2 pieces, which meant that we could continue to construct this desk. So we couldn't do any more. That's it. Without that bit, we got up, we left bits lying all over my desk. I was frustrated. I was a bit annoyed because I wanted to finish the desk so I could set up my office, but couldn't do it. So I went and finally got the bit the next day, went and picked it up at great inconvenience, and came back and completed the desk. What's the point? Here's the point. What piece is missing for you in your journey? What piece is missing in your attempts to be successful as an author? And because you think about everything that you have that's complete was once in pieces. Your television, your house, your car, lots of areas of your life, there are pieces, there's parts of the process that have to go into place for it to function effectively, for it to work, for it to be solid. Yeah, we need every piece. You cannot leave one piece out, no matter how small it is, no matter how insignificant it may seem. You need every piece. Now, understanding the point? So are you writing every single day? Is that your missing piece? Are you listening and connecting and staying accountable every single day to someone who can keep you on track? Is that your missing piece? Are you submitting every single day to publishers? Is that your missing piece? Are you making calls to set up interviews, to find speaking gigs, to talk to libraries, to get in radio interviews? Is that your missing piece? Is self-belief your missing piece? Do you need to do more to build your self-confidence, self-belief? Is that your missing piece? Because let me tell you this, if you keep working without that piece in place, you might build a desk, but it's probably going to fall apart. Would you live in a house where there was a missing piece that was a significant, important piece? Would you drive a car? Would you get onto a plane if all the pieces weren't in place? You wouldn't do it. Make sure every single piece is in place in your process to do what you want to do. And if you're not sure what those pieces are, I'm here. Ask me. If you want to help with setting a goal and making it non-negotiable, ask me. I'm here to help you. Reach out to me. And I just want to share, because here I am sitting in my empty office. It's a little bit sad in the old place. It's like in the old place, it just feels like it's dying. However, every time I walk through the front door of the new place, it's new life. It's something new. It's something exciting. But all the pieces have to be in place, and you must have a goal and a deadline to make it happen. So I hope you enjoyed my lessons from moving, and I hope it makes a difference for you. And I encourage you to reach out to me if you need help, and just know you're amazing. You really are. Anything's possible if you set the goal, make it non-negotiable, and put all the pieces in place. Talk to you soon. Bye.